All right, we'd like to welcome everybody back. This is the Week 12 Power Rankings. I know this is what we've all been waiting for. Some of you thought that I left it off the video. I definitely did not. I just want you to know. I'm trying to find my way here. Oh yeah, is that it? I'm back. Hey, so I'm just letting you know, man. This is a wild week for rankings. These come in from all over the media sources. I don't make the power rankings, so don't get your feelings hurt. For anybody that may. But we'll jump right into it because there's been some changes this week, and I'm pretty excited to go over them. It's definitely going to be a shocker for some of you, but it's what it is. Just do better. I don't know what else to tell you. So coming in at number 10 on the power rankings this week, no shocker, rebuilding season. Not good at fantasy. He's basically in the shitter. Everybody knows it. Mitchell's not good. He's not good at a lot of things. He's probably not good at PlayStation. He's probably not good at. He's probably not good at Tinder either. I don't know what he's good at. He's not good at golf. He says he has a high handicap, but have any of us ever played with him? No. So a low handicap. Nobody's played with him, and then then he's going to be like, "Do you know what? You know what get wet means?" And I'm like, "In golf?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You don't even know about golf." Yeah. Well, guess what, Mitchell? You're in the shitter, and you're the worst player in fantasy. Coming in at number 10. Number 9 this week, going to be not that big of a shocker. But coming from where he was at 3 or 4 weeks ago, different world for this guy. Coming in at number 9, we have Mixing the Sauce. Mixing the Sauce probably could have been ranked a little higher because he got beat by a juggernaut last week. I mean, not his fault. Everybody gets dropped by Tatanka Blanco. We all know that. That happens often. But, he's lost it at the end of the season. He's under 500. He's not going to be good. Amazingly, his division total's 3-1, but he's just not. He just don't have it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just bad. He's just bad all the way around. Next, coming in at number 8 is Bye Week. Bye Week, terrible player at fantasy, has been all year. I believe he started off 2-0. I think that's what he was, and we were all shocked. And rebuilding season, we thought he was rebuilt, and then I guess he's basically lost out. From here on, I don't know. He pulled off a win somewhere, but Bye Week comes in at 8. Points for, terrible. You're the lowest points. Besides rebuilding season, you're the lowest points for. You just don't have an offense. Not your fault. Well, it is your fault. You could be better. Just really shitty drafting. Maybe buy a book on fantasy preseason. Maybe watch some YouTube videos, things like that. That's why you're coming in at number 8. Number 7 this week, we have Willie Nelson. So Willie Nelson, definitely in the bottom half, but a blowout win this week. Unfortunately, he beat the worst player in the league, so it really didn't boost you that much, if at all. I don't remember last week's rankings, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, I just report them. I didn't compile it. It just comes in from various news sources. But we have you at number 7 on that one, Willie Nelson. Just not good all the way around. Here's the thing. You need to stop eating pizza pockets at 3 a.m. and you need to get some rest. And I think that would recharge your brain a little bit, make you a little better at fantasy. Coming in at number 6, we have DeMartiac Arrest is where we have. DeMartiac Arrest. Now remember, these rankings, these are not the ESPN Power Rankings because we all know they smoke crack. These are real from the streets and media sources, big time sources. And so at number 6, I said DeMartiac Arrest. That's where you're at. You're below 500. You'll stay probably below 500 on the year, unless, of course, somebody approves these miraculous trades that somehow you have shitty players this morning, and now you have 14 Pro Bowlers on your rosters based on trades with people who are unintelligent, aka Bye Week and Willie Nelson. Shocker, you're taking the best players from the bottom half of the league. Makes sense. That's why they're there. Not real thinkers. Coming in at number 5 this week. This may be the biggest shocker of all, but like I said, people were struggling last week, and we feel like this is probably the new you. You know what I mean? So no offense, don't get your feelings hurt, but I mean, it's not like you were number one last week in the power rankings, so it shouldn't be that big of a shocker. But anyway, coming in at number 5, we have Wrecking Crew this week. He's still in first place just because he jumped out early ahead of everybody else as far as wins go. But these are the power rankings, and everybody can sense you falling apart right here at the end of the season. Got dropped last week. Got dropped, but essentially by the guy who jumped you in the previous rankings because he had beat a juggernaut, Tatanka Blanco, and he's out to prove something. And you, Wrecking Crew, were number 2 last week. 3, you got dropped. Yeah, you got jumped. Anyway. So he beat you. You know what I mean? And you couldn't retain it. Rightfully so. I was correct in the power rankings. He was ranked above you, and he still is. That's why you're at 5. Coming in at number 4 in the power rankings. Oh, took another loss this week, and you got beat by a player. You got beat by a player that he was the worst player in the league 3 weeks ago. Now just on a storm, just on a rampage, just dropping people. Red Nuts, you were number 1 in the league. Now that puts you at number 4. Sorry, Red Nuts, you're at number 4 in the power rankings. Just big time players coming up. You guys are losing at the wrong time. I think both first place players, you couldn't hang on to it. It was too much for you guys to grasp. You're mentally weak, and you couldn't get your lineup where it needed to be. That's not your fault. Some people are good starters. Other people are good finishers. Unfortunately for you guys, you and Cody, you guys were good starters, but you're probably going to be first-round losses in the playoffs. Coming in at number 3, this one's going to be a shocker, especially where he was at. Dropping the number 1 last week, Rusty Buckets comes in at number 3 in the power rankings. This is, like I said, it's not even based on the total record or your overall record. It's just people coming up at the right time, get wet. So that's you, Rusty. Look at Rusty, get wet. Doing it again in the pool. Get wet. All right, so that's you, number 3. Rusty's super good at fantasy, coming around at the right time, about to put together a 500 season, and we're all excited. You came from nothing. It's like you're Colorado. Remember when they got Deion Sanders and they were 0 for the year before he got there, and they won 4 games, and they only won 4 games, but those 4 games they won, they're like, oh my gosh, they could win the Super Bowl this year. They're the best 4-game win team in the entire world history. And I don't know if I spit that out properly, but let me try it again. I think I meant to say they're the best 4-win I said it right. That's basically what happened, and this is what happened right here. I mean, Rusty Buckets, you're number 3 in the power rankings. Never would have guessed it 3 weeks ago. Your wife wouldn't have guessed it 3 weeks ago. She probably would have told you that you're not good at fantasy either. Coming in at number 2 in the fantasy rankings. This is going to be no shocker, but a little shocker because of the way I'm held in such high regard. But Tatanka Blanco is not actually number 1. Tatanka Blanco comes in number 2 in the power rankings. He didn't really beat. It wasn't his quality of win because he beat the guy who's actually number 9 in the power rankings. So I realized where it would come from. The sore. If you're sore about it, if you're mad about it, I realize where the emotion comes from. That's what I was trying to say. I get that, but I don't make the rankings. It comes from other sources. I did beat a guy who's terrible at fantasy, coming in at number 9, mixing the sauce. But due to the higher-ups all losing and falling apart, and because of power rankings, it's not based on records. It's based on you falling apart. And as we've already stated, I stated what I stated, coming in at number 2. I don't like it any more than the rest of the world, knowing that I should be number 1, but I'm not. So I guess that leaves number 1 in the power rankings, coming out of nowhere, downtown St. Brown. I mean, man, this guy came out of nowhere. Just pulling out victories left and right. I mean, he was in the bottom half up until very recent, 3-4 weeks ago. Bottom half of the league. Now he's number 1 in the power rankings. Unbelievable. Good for you. I hope you have some self-esteem about yourself. Other people don't. Some people's feelings are hurt right now. But I tell you what, Billy Jack, downtown St. Brown, you got it. Congratulations on the power rankings. So I've already put out the predictions. Let's just see if it falls the way it says. And we'll see you next week.